What's up, guys, and welcome back. Your boy's been writing exams, that's why he hasn't been posting for the past few days. But anyways, I'm here again with another one. This is a very short and brief video just to show some new Linux users on how to work around and to remove that fear of the terminal. Now in this video, as I said, we will be looking at the terminal and show you some basic commands that will help you out. Now first of all, what I want you to do is open up your terminal and let's get to it. Now first of all, when you go into the terminal, you notice that there is a $sign here. Now this $sign says that you are just a normal user. For example, if this $sign is a hash, like so, if it is a hash like that, meaning that you are the root user, and in many cases people say that it's very dangerous to run as root user because you can mess up your system because you have all those privileges. So it is always safe that you run as a normal user. So let's just clear the terminal. Now without further ado, the first thing you want to do is you want to learn how to operate the terminal, because it is exactly the same when you open up your file manager like this one here. You would say you want to go to documents and documents opens. You want to go to recent and recent will open. You want to go to videos, videos will open. You want to go into documents and create a file here, or you want to create a folder and so forth, so on. All these are possible without this GUI or this file manager. All this can be done here. Now the first command that I would want you to know is ls. Now what ls does is just it lists everything that is within that specific directory. Now prior to this, I should mention that this is your name that you gave your system, and this is the name of the computer, or the name that you gave your computer, and this right here is your directory. Now this over here shows that this is the home directory. So whenever you see this, that means you know that you're in the home directory. Now if I do list, you can see that all of this files and folders, they are all within my home directory. So that's why we say list, and list all the files and folders that's within my home directory. Now obviously, for example, you are looking for a specific file, or you want to hit to a specific file, because now you've found that okay, these are the files, but then I want to go into maybe 64-bit here, this file here. How do I do that? Now it's very simple. What you have to do now is the next command is cd, and you type in the name of that specific folder that you want to go to. So in this case it's 64-bit, so you type 64-bit. Let's just check, capital letter. Okay, now 64-bit and slash at the end. You press enter, and now you can see we are within the 64-bit directory, and we can do list, and you see that within the 64-bit I have this file in here. Now obviously this is a file, or more or less, yeah, anyway. So that is how you go into this specific, and if you want to go back, you would type cd with 2 periods, press enter, and then you're back to the directory you were once before you went into the specific directory. So for example, I would like to go into let me say public, so I can say cd. Remember, the terminal is case sensitive, so you have to write it exactly the same. cd slash at the end, and then you go into cd. You can list and see what's in cd, so nothing is in cd, I mean in public. So now we can go back with that, and then we are back, and that's pretty much for cd and list. Now there are also other commands. Maybe for example, you would like to create a specific text, or you want to edit a text, and so forth, so on. That is very simple. Now prior to this, you are going to have to install I would recommend you install Nano, but you can use Vim, there are many text editors within the terminal that you can use, but as a beginner I would recommend that you install Nano. So I already have it installed, by the way. So you're going to type sudo apt, assuming you're on a Debian or a Ubuntu based distro, apt install Nano. So you do that, and you see that I already have Nano installed. So Nano is already its newest version, but for you it will go on and on. But for those, just add Y at the end so that it just says yes straight away, and then the process goes in and it gets installed. Now once you install Nano, what is Nano? Nano is a text editor within that that you use in the terminal. Now this is where you can write your code. So anything you want, say I am writing now. See that I can write anything in here. Now obviously this comes this comes in handy when you are in a terminal and you want to edit a file and you want to put it there, and there, and you can always come into Nano and do some few things like that, because there will be a time where you watch tutorials on video on YouTube and you want to do what they're doing. So Nano, I would recommend that it is the best beginner friendly text editor that you can use in the terminal. Now once you in Nano you write your code, next thing to do is to save the code. So in here we do Ctrl+O, and here you have to write the name that you want to give it. So I would say file.txt. After that you just have to press enter, and then it will tell you that you wrote one line, and then Ctrl+X, and then you can do list. You will find the file named file.txt somewhere up here. Right, here it is. So here's file.txt that we created. Now we want to view that file. For example, we want to see what's in that file. Obviously we'll not use Nano this time. We'll use another command that that you can use to display your files and your documents. So we can say cat file.txt, and it will show us what wrote in the I am writing. So this is within the file, the document file.txt. Now that is how you view the file and how you type your documents within the terminal. But then how do you create a specific file document without writing something in it? Because obviously you can go into the file manager and create a file, but there's nothing in it. That's very simple. So what you want to do is you're just going to say touch, and you want to give your file a name. So say file1.txt or any extension that you want to use, and there, that's done. So we can say list, and we should find our file1 right here. Now if you want to edit the file, that's when you say Nano, the file name one.txt, and you see that there's nothing in file 1 yet, as you already saw this. So I'm just going to get out of here, and that's how you work. So cat is to view the file. So if I do cat file1.txt, you see that it will show nothing because we haven't written anything in it. So if, for example, if I view the file that I created prior to this, you can see that it will say I am writing now, the file that we created. Now the other thing that I would like to show you is how to make directories and how to remove files and so forth. So what we do is we want to create a folder. So what we do, we use a MKDIR, meaning make directory space, and you give a directory a name. So we say file, files, just say files, and then press enter, and you'll see that we have created a file named files. So it should be right here. But then we want to go, remember the cd command, so it's file, is it files? So files, and then slash at the end, and you see we are now in files, and there's nothing here yet because we haven't created anything. So again, we can press that double period, and we go back to our root directory, our home directory. Now, for example, we want to move the specific text that we created, so it's file txt. So what we want to do is we're going to say mv file.txt, and we'll say files/. So we're moving files, so we are saying move file.txt to file/v in files/. So when we press enter, now we can go cd into files/, don't forget the slash, and we do list. We'll find that we've moved the file into the folder. So that is how you move files. Now, for example, you want to delete a specific text file or any document. Let's start with files first. So, for example, I want to delete this specific file. So what I would do here is, since I'm already in this directory, so I can do list again. You can see there it's right there. So I'm going to clear up the terminal, do list, so you can see it's a bit more cleaner. So it's file.txt. And how do I do that? I will type rm, I'll say rm and the file name, so it's file.txt, and I press enter. You'll see that the file has been deleted. And so we can go back into our home directory. We can say list, and our file folder is still here, but we want to delete it. So we say RMDIR, save files, and we press enter. So if we do list, the files folder is now gone, meaning that it's deleted. So those are very handy commands for you to move one file into the other file, and so forth, so on. Now, next up on the line is I want to show you, for example, you are searching for a specific you have a lot of files within a folder, but then you're looking for that specific document or file. Now what do is you're going to search it. Now this method, the one that I'm going to show you is the one that I used. There are different ways to do this, but then this one I find it more convenient, even though it's a bit more, it's a longer line of code than to the ones that you see on other tutorials, on other people's videos. So we're going to do list. Remember what list does? It lists down all the things within the directory. So we're going to say list, assuming that that specific file, you know that it's within the specific thing. So we say list, we press a line, and then we say grep. Now what does grep is it searches for that specific thing or something that is text or something that's within that specific file's name. So we say .txt, and then what happens here is it's going to search for files that has .txt in it, and you can see 21 file, that is file1.txt. So this is a very convenient way to search for something in a folder that you know you'll find it. So it happens that you have a lot of things in your documents, and you are wondering how do I find it, because you don't want to be scrolling up like this, like the way I'm doing right now. It's very inconvenient. So the fastest way is you're just going to say list/grape txt. Now obviously you can also say grape, let's say vir for VirtualBox, and you see that it will bring in everything that has vir in it. So Debian, this file that contains VirtualBox in there, this one that contains VirtualBox, and so forth, so on. So this way you know that I can VM into this. Now obviously something that I also want to show you is when you want to CD into folders that have spaces, because remember, when it comes to coding and so forth, we do not want these spaces here. They are prohibited. It's not good to have them there. So what we do is, if we want to CD into this specific folder, we say CD, same thing, single quote, virtual, that specific folder's name, space, VMs, and single quote, space, and you see that you are in it, then you'll be in here. So I'm going to go back, because if I were just to type in without the quotes here, it will give me an error. So There we go. So if I do that, it will give me an error bash cd too many arguments, meaning that it does not want the space there. So we don't have the space in this specific folder. We have a space in specific folder that is not supposed to be there. So you can see this file doesn't have space. All of these. This one has a camel. This one has snake structure, so forth. But then you learn those later when we do other tutorials. But now, for now, that's it for now. Okay, next up I want to show you is you want to search for a specific application that is installed on your system. So but then you know that that app by its name. So what do you do then? What's the simplest way to do it, or the only way to do it, is you're going to write dpkg. So these are your packages. You're going to say list // list. Remember grep, as in like it grapes the thing, saying I want a specific thing. So for example, I'm searching for Brave browser, so I'm going to say search for something that has Brave in it. So, and then when I press enter, it's going to show me that I have the specific files. And the advantages of knowing packages by the names like this, it is very simple, because now what I can do is I can launch Brave with the terminal here. So I can say Brave no space browser / nightly. So if I sorry guys, so if I do that, I press enter, Brave will launch. So as you can see, Brave has launched on my right hand side here. And then again, I am just going to close this, for it was just an example. So again, I'm going to clear the terminal by typing in clear, and that's how you do that. Now the other thing I always wanted to show you is the simplest way, since you'll be dealing with a lot of things in the terminal, the simplest way for you to clear everything up is, because clear is convenient, but then it might be time consuming for those who are not really fast typers. So what you can do is you press and hold Control and L, and then you see everything is gone. Not that they get deleted, but it just gives you a new page, that okay, now this is your new page. So I can do that, and you can see it's giving me pages over pages. So this is something like that. So I'm going to write clear here. I'm going to say clear again. Alright, so yeah, alright, so that is that. Now for those who want to install maybe deb packages and you don't have EDI, but even though I'm not going to show you this, I just want you to know that the simplest way for you to install deb packages these days is just to download EDI from, if you are on Ubuntu and Debian based distributions, download EDI from your app center, and this is a convenient way to install deb.deb packages for you, because this one, it just manages them and it installs them in the easiest way, the graphical user way. So if you are used to maybe Windows operating system and Mac, and you are used to this graphical user in other terminal, this can be the workaround for you. It's called EDI, but there is another one that I just forgot, but this one works just as fine. For those who are really curious on how to install deb packages within the terminal, very simple. So for example, I'm going to look for a deb package, so I'm pretty sure I can find one in, okay, so like again, I'm going to say list / grep, we say .deb, and I have this specific application right here, or this one. So I'm going to be installing this one, so I can just copy this along, copy, and I'm going to type in dpkg/i, and then I put in the specific file's name, that, then alright, sorry, it requires, so don't forget to say sudo. We're saying sudo do this because we are normal users after all. Remember saying, I told you that you are a normal user, so you need to get root permission first. So you say sudo dpkg/i deb package, and that deb package obviously, and it's going to read it and it's going to install it for you. provided that it is a zip file. Now I already have this file thing, so yeah, as you can see, it has worked. And just don't forget to ask the root user, say, you know what, I want you to install this. So it's sudo dpkg. So that's it for today, guys. See you in the next one. It's been your boy.